All righty. Good morning. All right, Michael. Well, appreciate you hitting the thumbs up and letting me know. I did get some good sleep, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Got my shirt my wife got me, which I like. Hopefully it's showing. And maybe a little bit more this way. There we go. Ta-da! So good morning, everybody. I didn't do a live stream yesterday because YouTube was giving everybody a hard time, and I was pretty sure I would not be an exception to the rule. So I decided to did go for my hike. Uh, Basically, I went down to the road that cuts towards town and back. It turned out to be 2.2 miles. And then I went to the gym. I was in the gym for about 2.5 hours. Now, there might have been a little list going on, but I did get a really good shoulder workout in. I'm happy to say. And when I came back, I used the car. Now I will follow up on foot, but I used the car to go this loop, which is a little over a 5 mile loop. So remember that loop turned out to be 4.2 miles. So when I do get up to doing the loop over there, that's going to be significant. Hi, Binx. Mrs. Worm's not here yet, so we're going to have to wait for Mrs. Worm. But I did post some videos of Binx enjoying her new toy, which she is just having a blast with. And we bought her some special treats too, all thanks to the Kitty Liberation Front UK edition from Miss Worm. So Binx appreciates it. So today we're going to talk about, I was on Van City Preppers live last night. She had the Heroic Prepper out of New Jersey on there. And we were talking about protein and sources of it, what's good protein. And so I'm going to talk about some really easy ones. So food is the number one source. So whether it's meats or beans or milk or eggs or cheeses or cottage cheese is my favorite, protein is the key to building muscle. If you don't eat enough protein and you're doing a very active lifestyle, whether you're working out in the gym, whether you're doing long runs, whether you're chopping firewood, whatever, if you don't get enough protein in your diet, hey, there we go. Yeehaw. We're all live and kicking. Thank you, Rabbit Kyle from Missouri. I asked Randy to stop sending the rain this way, as we keep getting you guys get rain, and then he sent it this way, except for this weekend where you're getting warm weather, and for some reason you're not sending it towards us. I'm hurt. You guys are going to be in the 60s, and we're going to be in the 30s, and usually it's not a 30 difference between us. There's usually only about 10. Yeah, trying to talk mommy into maybe taking a quick trip to Missouri because we can be at her sister-in-law's in 6 hours. I might reach out there to her and just tell her, get in the car, we're leaving. I don't want to deal with this cold weather. Anyway, back to the subject. This is protein. So number one, food. So food, protein sources, your best sources are meats, whether it's chicken, whether it's fish, whether it's beef, whether it's pork, whether it's lamb, whether it's roadkill. Thank you. So Black Cat, I always had that channel. I didn't know it. It was on another email. And I was kind of, looking at it. And I said, what could I do with this? What could I do with it? And I figured what I'd do is I will do the McBean farms and prepping to kind of do the prepping side of it. And then the McBean Scottish Fitness to really concentrate on the fitness. There will be some crossover, like the breakfast chats and meals will be a crossover because they both cover prepping and they will cover fitness. It's still raining here right now. I'll send it your way. I appreciate it. I figured you would. You and Randy. So anyway, back. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, everybody. I got 6 thumbs up and 6 in chat. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. I'm McBean from Scottish Fitness here, and I'm launching a new channel called McBean Farms and Prepping, where I'm going to start putting more things about my garden, what's around my area, my recon walks, and all that good stuff will eventually shift over to that channel once it grows to the point. Protein. Miss Worm, there we are. So Binx is really enjoying that toy. So I'll bring her in here so she can give you thanks. Oh, what's up, kitty? Oh, what's up? Oh, yeah, I know. So he's like, thank you, Mrs. Binx. I really enjoyed it. She goes, I have lots of fun. Now, she's already been in and got loving. Not that she ever gets enough. And she got food. Yep. And she's throwing that little mouse all over the deck. And then she enjoyed the, go, hi, Miss Worm. Thank you. I love my toy. I'm having lots of fun with it. I had to find it. She threw it off the deck one time in the grass. I had to go pick it up. So yeah, Miss Worm covered the price of the toy and the treats, and we thank her for that. Well, Binx does. She sent you a little email going, thank you. She goes, I don't know what to think it is. He just brings me up here and pets me, and I don't think she understands she's in the picture there. She'll look at the TV with some interest, but not much. She's not like those cats that attack the TV. Otherwise, she just wants loving. Isn't it? Just want loving. So, as soon as I can put her back out, we'll go back to our subject at hand. Yeah. She goes, but I'm not done yet. I'm still thanking everybody. So on the Binx channel, watches TV with you. Yeah, she'll glance at it if it makes some noise, and then she's just right back wanting me to give her a good scratch. She hasn't quite given it much attention. There we go. So all donations this week will go to the Kitty Toy Fund. Okay, let's go back out. No, I don't want to go. No. And she ran into the house. So at this point, go back out. Come on, go back out. Go back out, you little turd. Come on, go. Come on, go. All right, well, she's not going. So I find it's easier to let her decide to go out on her own than it is me to give her the boot. I put her out in the chair on the deck, and she run back in here really fast. I said, okay, well, I ain't got nothing for you. I've already fed you. You already got water. Maybe she wants fresh water. This is how I trick her. Want fresh water? Get away from the food bag. Come on. There you go. That gets her back out. So this is a little toy we got her. And she's been throwing this around there. Fetch, boo-boo, fetch. Yeah, I know. Stage 1 of human training complete. I would argue with that, but I would be wrong. So all of mine stay outside on duty. She is 99% of the time outside. We let her in briefly. She'll hop on my lap, get some petting for about 5-10 minutes, then she's usually ready to go back outside. So kitty distraction is over. Back to protein. So protein, your best sources are meats. So your pork, beef, chicken, fish. And then swing over to dairy products. Cheese, eggs, and milk are excellent sources of protein. And then sometimes you just want to have a little fun. So when I want to have sweets, I'll buy some protein bars. So this is Mix Rex, and Quest makes some really great ones. And, you know, Gatorade even got into it. So let's look at calories. So one bar has 410 calories. So this is usually the one I have right after a workout. I need the calories to process that protein to get it back into the muscle. You know, cats are just like women, right? I don't pretend to understand either one of them. Anytime I think I figure it out, they change the rules. And I've had mine for over 30 years. All right, total fat, 18%. We got a little cholesterol, not much. Sodium, of course. Total carbohydrates, 42 grams, 15% of your diet. 7% of your dietary fiber. It is heavy in sugars. Like I said, this is my treat. Protein, 32 grams. So it says this is 64% of your diet. I'll argue that point. I like to get at least 200 grams of protein per day. Usually never taking more than 50 at a meal. It's got some vitamin A, it's got some vitamin E, it's got some B6, B12, riboflavin, fructin. It's got a lot of B12 in it. Some iodine, 10% what you need, magnesium, zinc, and copper. I didn't know I need copper, but I need copper. So this is these are my treats. So I'll have these sometimes. Nature Valley bars, yep. They're good too. That's what the package says. I'm sure they don't lie. Actually, when I really want to sit there and get to it, I'll make a shake. So usually I'll put a scoop of this in milk. And then a lot of times I will throw some peanut butter in there. And an egg. Just blend it up. Give me a little protein eggnog. It's got 125 calories, which is not bad. 24 grams of protein, and then add the milk to 13. So now I'm up to 37. Add the peanut butter. There's another 3 easy. So usually about 40 grams when I take a drink of it. And you have a lot of these out there. This is a premium whey brand. Whey is probably one of the better ones. Jason, good morning. Hey, finally made a live stream. It's been a while. So you probably didn't get much sleep. But thanks for stopping in. Thanks for purchasing those shirts. I'm glad they got to you. Mr. Worm, yours are on the slow boat to England. Hopefully it's England where it's going. So that's your protein. So protein is very important. If you don't get enough protein during the day and you're doing a lifting regimen, what will happen is your body will start dissolving other muscle tissue to repair the muscle tissue you already have. And then you'll be going, wow, I'm not getting any gains. I'm getting a little weaker. So anytime you get a little weaker or anytime you feel sore longer than you should, I always say up your calories and up your protein. Protein take probably more important. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to do that. Somebody like Brian Shaw, world's strongest man, he eats 12,000 calories a day. And he has to force himself to do that. And he does it to maintain his size and weight. I do not eat quite as much. So what I try to do is a lot of times you buy food in bulk. The problem is when there were 3 kids in the house, that worked out just fine. Okay, Colin, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Steve Lyons, how you doing? Good morning. So a lot of times when I'm buying the bulk meats and that, when we had all the kids here, it was great because then I could cook everything and everything mostly got ate. Now it's the missus and I cooked up the pork chops, and that was 2 days ago, and I still got 4 of them. And I want to throw any meat away. So, you can either refreeze it, which I never like to do, or I I have it for other meals. Now, I'm a little better at this than the wife. She gets bored of food rather quickly. I can eat the same stuff for a week. Probably part of my army training. So I warm that up. I'm going to cut that up and I'll add that to my eggs. Also, I'll throw a little bacon in there. Number one, I like bacon. And number two, the bacon grease will kind of cook nicely into it. So just a half a strip. I'm almost using bacon as a seasoning at this point. Now during the summer, when I'm picking tomatoes off the vine, I will go through pounds of this. There is nothing better than a BLT with fresh bacon, fresh lettuce from the garden, fresh tomatoes from the garden. If I want to get stupid, I'll make my own bread. And I'm good, to gain a couple pounds that day. So I wore one to work out in twice. And a couple guys asked me about that and what it's got, and you guided them to your channel. Appreciate it. And Jason, if they do want to purchase some, if they purchase them through you, I will pay you a commission. So you can sell it to them for $20 a shirt and just pay me $18 to keep the other $2 yourself, and I will send it to you. Understand, sending multiple shirts is a little bit more cost effective. I think it cost me $11 to send. The time I bought the package and I paid the postage, it cost me about $11 to send you those two. I know I charge you $10, but that's fine, close enough. Where it cost me $7.50 just to send one. Miss Worm, I hope you get yours. I love peppered on my BLT, but I can't find it anymore. So the only place I find peppered bacon is at a meat market, and it's usually in my area. Hy-Vee will have it, and not at the small store in Peru, but at the huge store in Bloomington, Illinois. Peppered bacon. I figure peppered bacon will have it, and I'll buy that. I'll buy the peppered bacon, and I'll buy the bourbon bacon. And those two are by far my favorites. So I got that warming up there. Once I chop the piece up after it gets warmed up, throw a couple eggs in there. Actually, I probably should have, come to think of it, I kind of did that back assward. Should have chopped that thing up first. But luckily for me, I can fix that right away. So I had a cabinet chop and gave me a sample of his granite countertop. And I use it as a cutting board. And it works really well. Also, my boy Lucky, I don't know if he ever makes these, he should. My Cutco Knives, which I really enjoy. This thing, I don't know if I'll ever need to sharpen it. Unlike my other knives, which need to get sharpened on about a monthly basis. Now, granted, I do a lot of cooking because I like to eat good food. And the only time I will stop at a McDonald's is when we're on the road traveling. Only because it's quick and easy, and then I want to remind myself why I never stop at McDonald's. Guess there's worse food out there. My wife tells me she used to train clients when she worked for Cornerstone, worked at McDonald's, and she said, of all the fast food chains, that one has the best procedures for a clean work area. Yeah, but I'll let you know when it rises. I appreciate it because what happened is when I went to the local post office, they had another lady there filling in from one further down the road, and she sent it differently, and it was cheaper. And she said, so she's like, $9 to send it to England. I thought that was pretty cheap. So I hope it makes it. And if it don't, then it'll come back to me, and then we'll try it again. But we'll see if it makes it. I got a little piece of paper here deflecting this bright light here, so you don't get as much as a glare. So remember, protein extremely important. So I'm getting protein from my bacon. Half a thing, that's probably only about 2 grams. Each egg is, depending on the size of the egg, is 6 to 8 grams of protein. The pork chop, that is probably easily 12 grams there. And then the Fairlife milk is 13 grams per serving. So Black Cat Whirly, how you doing? Got a blaze, chores and critters. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping in. If you didn't hit the thumbs up, please do. Binx looks like my cat, Dusty Buff. Yep. So Binx was a wild cat. Well, I don't know wild, but she was a feral. She wouldn't come near us for 6 years. She just lived out in my shed. And then one day, on a cold winter day, she come right up to the door, which she never had done before. It was meowing, so I opened the door, and she stayed there. So I gave her a can of tuna, and let's say within about 6 weeks, she was on my lap. So she's out there now stalking that toy. So here we go. Yep, she got the mouse. She's having just a good old time. Fairlife milk, 13 grams per serving versus 8 grams. I know I've seen some commercials get your protein through almond milk. Folks, almond milk might taste great. I've never had it myself, but it only has 1 gram. Okay, that's nothing. Your body's going, what? Didn't even know it was there. So 13 grams is significant. That's per 8 ounces. I usually drink 16 ounces. There's 26 grams there. A couple eggs. There's another 18 grams. And then the rest of the meat. So I'm all over 50 grams for breakfast, which I usually always do. And this is powering me up for my workout in the gym. Also, I do have a new channel now. Now, this is still going to be my main one. 90% of my effort will be spent on this one. But then instead of confusing YouTube with some of my prepping stuff on this channel, I have opened up a new channel, which is Mac Bean Farms and Prepping. If you swing over there and subscribe, appreciate it. And over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I will be posting on both channels. And then eventually that one will be all my recon hikes, all my gardening, and so good question, Jason. I'm glad you asked that. Is there a time that you cycle off of your vitamins and minerals? Because your body does adapt. So every now and then I will take about a 2-day break off my vitamins. Now I usually do this because it's an off day, and I usually wait until the weather is good. All right, it's not something I'll do if it's 30 degrees out there and freezing rain. But when we did go to Missouri, I did take like a 2-day break off my vitamins. The way I look at it is if you take your vitamins and about an hour or 2 later when you have to go number 1, if it's very dark and fluorescent, then what's happening is your body is just pushing it on down. If it's not, then it means your body used it. All right. So now, not if you tied one on the night before, you're dehydrated. That's a whole different story. But yes, there is a time that you cycle off of things. Whether like you're on creatine, it's always said, you cycle 6 weeks before event, and then continue 1 week afterwards, and then take maybe 2 weeks off, and then restart the cycle. There's a lot of things that follow that. The only thing I really don't cycle off of, unless I forget, is the arginine, because it helps heart and blood health. And I usually try to take it twice a day. And then also, if you can get your vitamins from your food, it's better. So what I'll do is during sunny days, especially when I went out and did that 4-mile hike with just a t-shirt on, I didn't worry about taking any vitamin D that day because I was out far longer than the 15 minutes required for my body to produce all the vitamin D it needs. And the vitamin D that your body produces seems to do better for you, and you can overproduce it in your body, as long as you don't get sunburned, and you're fine. Where with vitamin D, there is a limit of how much you want to take. The research I've done has it anywhere from about 5,000 to 30,000 units. I usually take 5,000 units, keep it right at the max. If I am fighting a cold in that, before I go to bed, I have some smaller doses. I might pop another 1,000 or 2 units in just to kick it in there. But yes, every now and then you got to give your body a break. It learns to burn things off, especially like with vitamin C. You can mega dose vitamin C, but after a while, your body learns to get rid of it faster. So a lot of times I will sit there and go to the fruits and just eat a couple extra oranges, these little halos, which are nice and tasty and just loaded with vitamin C. I'll try to get it through here because here your body will never just let this pass through. It will utilize it from an orange, where if I'm doing 2,000 units, it may pass half of it through the system. So excellent question, Jason. Thanks for asking. And that's how these breakfast chats work even great, is the interaction between you and myself. You ask the questions. If I don't know the answer, then I will go research it, and that will be the subject for the next one. So remember, today, the main focus today is protein. Protein builds the muscles. Also, on a good point, I am back down to 242. So to give you an idea, in the beginning of this year, in January, I was 262 to 264 pounds. So I have dropped down 20 pounds and got a lot of it away from the belly. All right, and still kept it in the shoulder and the upper body. So, well, John, how did you do that? Well, I'll tell you. I started going on walks, long walks, which I have to thank Michael at Body Beatdown for that. Because I used to have a job. I almost forgot about the ticket. I used to have a job that required me to do a lot of walking, so that was happening naturally. And then I kind of got away from that. And so now, when Randy and Rabbit Coyote don't send the rain this way from Missouri, I go for recons. Why don't I say recons? Because I'm walking around my area and I'm learning, because I'm in a very, very rural area. 264, what a poker. Hey, that's not nice. Now, this is pounds, not kilos. Just thought I'd straighten it out for you. I'm also 6'4". I carry a lot of muscle mass. So at 264, well, according to the internet, I'm obese. But, even at 200, I'm obese according to the internet, so I ignore that. I do carry a lot of muscle mass, but I have probably went from over 20% body fat now. I'm probably back down to about 16. And I would like to get down to 10. I don't like to get any lower than that because, my opinion, but your body needs fats to help keep it insulated, to help keep energy, to help keep you healthy, and if you get too thin, I don't think it's healthy for you. I had twin uncles. Now, granted, they all had health issues. I think in their 50s, they both had heart attacks, survived. But we were up there for my grandma's funeral. She made it to 101 years old. This is years ago. And one twin, by his doctor, had really cut a lot of weight. He had cut so much that it made him look 10 years older than his identical twin. And they were identical. I mean, I had to pay attention to what glasses they were wearing to be able to tell them apart. And, his daughter, my cousin, was saying, you need to tell him, he needs to do this. And I'm like, Kim, if he's listening to the doctor, he's not going to listen to me. But he didn't look healthy. He was too thin. He didn't look healthy at all. And he ended up passing away a good, say 4 or 5 years sooner than his twin did. And the twin the twin that was considered overweight. So exercise and diet is the key to healthy life. You don't need to be running around at 2% body fat. That in itself is not healthy. You're a bodybuilder. I understand you're doing that for a reason, and God bless you for all that hard work, because it is hard work. That's why I don't do it. But at 264, my body fat was probably over 20%. And I could feel it when I was going upstairs. And I didn't have the same spring. At 242. I am a lot faster. I can carry the same strength at 242. I've done that before. That video of mine of me putting up 480 pounds, I was 245 pounds when I did that. So, yeah, I know I can do the same strength. And 242 is usually where I stay. But what happened last year, besides the pandemic, is we had a lot of traveling we had to do. I had a daughter that was getting married. We went to Hawaii to see my other daughter. And we did a lot of traveling. And I knew I wasn't going to diet while I was traveling, so I did let myself get up heavier, knowing that if I wanted to, I could drop that weight back down again. Because I know what it takes. I know what I need to do to lose weight. I just need to do it. I know it infuriates some people, say, well, it's just easy for you. Well, not really. I just do it. I've been putting on years. Finally put on a half a stone, 7 pounds. Very good. And I think what I told you is to just add 200 calories to your diet. 2 extra eggs for breakfast. And see where it brings you. And if it starts gaining you weight, you stay at that. If it doesn't, then you add another egg. But yeah, you need to have some body fat on you. I mean, especially during the winter. Now in the summer, I might cut down to further. I might get down to 235. But I'll be honest with you, when I get down to 235, the wife doesn't like it. She says I'm too skinny. I do remind her anytime that I'm on the beach or on the water, it is guys in their 30s that come up and start talking to me. It's never, ever, ever as a woman on the beach come up and talk to me because of my physique. It's not a woman thing. It's a guy thing. But me carrying a couple extra pounds, keep mama happy, then that's what I'm going to do. So I got the pork heated up. So as usual, this is very heavily in meat. I'm going to throw a couple eggs down there, cut the heat down. And this will make for a very good breakfast. Now, I got my food bucket. So coffee grinds, tomato slices, eggshells, orange peels, potato skins. All that stuff goes in there. And then from there, it goes to the garden. Now what I'll do on my eggs, fresh ground pepper. Oops. Get some extra eggshells in there. I don't need that much calcium. I'm getting out of the milk. And some sea salt. And that usually makes for a very healthy breakfast. I usually save these for my neighbor, but I've given him so many and they're not really, I don't think they need them. So some of these I have been just thrown away. And then when I get home today, I will have a pork chop sandwich. I'll probably take one of those protein bars with me to the gym because they're very tasty. And I usually eat that as soon as I get done working out. I do utilize the gym's Wi-Fi to try to do my uploads and that. The one prepping upload I did, I started that upload at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was probably midnight before it loaded up all the way. So that's my fun with a hotspot. I got 9 in chat, 8 thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't said, when will we bench press again? So right now, I'm doing my bench presses on every Monday, so I'm only doing once a week. Come about towards the end of April, then I will switch over. Hey, Beaverine, thanks for stopping out. About end of April, I will go to Mondays and Thursdays to get ready for. I'm going to be doing a big competition on the Mississippi River in Dubuque, Iowa. And it's a huge event. I mean, hundreds of lifters. It's a 3-day event. So I'm going to do that. Sorry about that. So, Beaverine. I worked out steady for about 4 years now, but started adding heavy lifts. Not as heavy as you can, know, and that's not important. Just get in the gym and lift, whether it's light, medium, or heavy, whether it's low reps, high reps, whether it's cardio, whether it's Pilates, whatever. So what is the thought behind once a week? Once a week will maintain where I'm at, and I will still make some progress on my reps. And then when I go to two times a week, I'm going to cut the number of reps down. I'm going to do the heavier weights, lower reps. And that's when you're going to see me gaining 5 pounds every workout. Now, remember, I have been to 480 pounds before, so this is muscle memory. So, I may start at just 365, as my max lift. And then next week, next workout, 370, 375, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And even though I can go more than 5 pounds, I always figure kicking up 10 pounds a week and starting 8 weeks before my lift, that's 80 pounds. So, I can go to, 365 to 450 during that time safely and not worry about blasting out my joints. So that's why I'm doing once a week. I do once a week. I do chest. I do back once a week. I do legs once a week. I do shoulders once a week. I do arms once a week, sometimes twice. But understand, when you're lifting, you're always doing shoulders and arms anyway because of your lifts. But that's my thought about that. So right now I'm concentrating on reps. So what's more important to me is not how much I lift, but how many reps at 350 I get at the end. And right now what's been holding me back on those reps is my lung function, because if you've been following me for a while, I've been really fighting this damn cough and allergy for quite a while now. Although it's been getting better, I think you notice I'm coughing less often. I'm not having to take my medication. I haven't taken Mucinex for 3 days now. And I hate taking that because that one really has adverse effects. It starts cramping me up. It starts dehydrating me. When you're on Mucinex, it will dehydrate you big time. Preparedness veterans, hello. Thanks for coming in. Howdy. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. We talked about quick VVAP. Everybody joining in late. We talked about the importance of protein. Your sources of protein are meat, beef, pork, lamb, fish, chicken, roadkill. I don't care if it's fresh, it's edible. Milk, eggs, cheese, beans, even rice provides protein. All those you need at least a half a gram of protein per your body weight in pounds. If you're using kilos, then you need a gram per kilo body weight. And then we talked about the nice ways of getting protein. So if you got a sweet tooth, if you're going to have a candy bar, have a Mexrex or a Quest. Do these have a lot of sugar? Yes, they do. They also have a lot of protein. So that's my unhealthy, healthy food I have. And then every now and then I will make a shake with this, put a scoop of this in the Fairlife milk. Remember, Fairlife milk has more protein, 13 grams versus 8 per serving, and half the sugar. And if you're lactose intolerant, you can still drink this because that's been taken care of. So a scoop of this in there. Usually I'll pop an egg in there. There's another 6 grams. And then if I really feel up to it, I'll half a gram per pound of body weight or a gram per kilogram. All right. Remember, it's 2.2 kilos per pound. So basically, if you weigh 100 kilograms, you want 100 grams of protein throughout the day. You want to do that within 3 to 5 sessions. Body really cannot process more than 50 grams at a time. Now, if you are much lighter, say you're only 60 kilograms, I would still aim for 80 to 90 kilograms because your brain needs about 90 grams of protein to function healthily. So, no. So, is it safe for women? No, I would actually do a little bit more, just because you have that minimum for brain health. So, minimum is probably 100 grams. So, 35 for breakfast, 35 for lunch, 35 for dinner, which is easy to do, especially if you drink milk. It's almost a no-brainer, especially if you drink Fairlife milk. No, Mrs. Worm, they haven't got back to me yet. Right, you would see me go up 5-10 pounds a week. I figured you must have started a cycle. Now, I know you're not. Muscle memory would explain it, right? So because I've already been there, it is easy for me to get there again. If you have not benched 400 pounds before and your top bench is 315, you're not going to get the 400 in 6-8 weeks. Not healthy, and not without some serious gear. So that, and I always try to mention that because I know a lot of people go, "Oh my God, you're getting a PR every time." I said, "No, I'm not. I've hit these weights before. It took me 44 years to get to 405, folks." All right. A lot of it because I had to convince myself that I could bench that much weight even though I was tall. So yeah, so that muscle memory explains it. It is healthy to take 2 weeks off at least once a year and just let everything kind of catch up and heal. So those things are really important. Water, I tend to drink a lot of water and I've got a filtration for that. I'm on a well and septic. It does go through a softener. Softener does take a lot of the minerals out of there, so my pipes don't clog up, but don't like the way it tastes. So all the water I drink for the most part and cook in, I filter out. Or in my bottled water, but all of this is cheaper. Filter costs about $20. And it does an okay job. I don't think it does as great a job as they advertise, but it's better than nothing. And then remember your vitamins. So your multivitamin, just to kind of a catch-all in case I'm not getting it with food. And then during the cold and flu allergy season, I attack heavily with zinc. Dun, da-da. So you take any vitamin mineral supplements? Yes, here we go. So I take a multivitamin. Preparedness veterans. I take zinc. Zinc is good for immune health, and it is also good for muscle repair. When it's not sunny and I'm not going to be outside, I take D3. D3 is important for skin health and your immune support. I need to be on the floor. Vitamin C, the miracle drug, can't live without this. Vitamin C also muscle repair and immunity. I'll also add, so ZMA, yes. So I take ZMA separately. So what do you mean by separately? Well, ZMA is zinc, it is magnesium, and it's vitamin B3. So when you buy ZMA, you're just getting all three in a single pill, which is convenient. I don't need to because I have B complex. B3 is good for muscle repair. It's good for cholesterol. And then, of course, the one amino I take heavily is arginine. And arginine is good for heart health, and it's good for blood vessel health, and also good for circulation. It breaks down NO3. I have not. I'll research on it and see what it actually consists of. And chances are I'm taking some of that stuff already. But when I really first started getting into this, I would go into the nutrition place and they were like, boom, 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 boom. And I would take everything under the sun. BCAAs. Well, I'm getting that through my protein anyway. This amino, that amino, this thing, that thing, everything. I mean, just, whey protein during the day and casein protein at night because it was slow dissolving. And I was like one of those 90-year-old people with their pill box. It was very important for them. And then what I learned is I didn't really need all that stuff. That a lot of that stuff was coming in my protein powder anyway. So this has a lot of vitamins and it has a lot of aminos already. So where do I get it at? So the easiest place to get this is your GNC. They always carry it. I take it in capsule form because it's easier. I take a couple before my workout, and I take a couple before I go to bed. To be honest with you, arginine, I bought this at the vitamin shop. Now I try to get it from my sponsor, Apex Nutrition, and he orders this in special because usually he won't carry it. I used to go to these places and they say, oh no, we have a better thing. Try this. And I say, folks, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been taking arginine for over 20 years. All right. And it works really well for me. So I don't want anything different. So arginine, vitamin shop, GNC. If your local guy doesn't have it and he tries to tell you about something else, to say, thank you much. I'll just go down to the General Nutrition Center and get them. I take about 3 or 4 before my workout. I know it says only 2. And then I'll take 3 or 4, sometimes 5 before I go to bed. All right. So Apex Nutrition, you can order that through online. If you do, mention me, and he may give you. I'll talk to him, but he may give you a discount, and I'll try to arrange that. So just when you email him, whatever, just say I heard about you through Scottish Fitness. John McBean recommended you, and he'll probably offer you the discount right there, and he can definitely ship to where you're at, Jason. No problem. There we go. If you don't mind, I'm going to nibble on my food while I'm talking. And if you've been to my chats before, you're used to that. We are having a really good discussion. We covered some really good stuff. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. If you haven't popped in to say hello, please do that. I like to say hello to people who are stopping in and checking me out. Every now and then, I do look for, somebody is kind of working in the background. We covered nutrition, covered protein, the importance of protein, how to get it through food, how to get it through supplements. We talked about workout cycles, good questions that was asked. We talked about supplements. Preparedness veteran asked. So we've had a lot of good things here. We talked about the importance of your vitamins. We talked about why I take the arginine. I think this is a game changer. I think it helps keep me healthy. Heredity does not do well for my circulatory system because I get it from my dad. I think this has been counteracting it. At 61 years old, I consider myself extremely healthy. Now, a lot of it's hard work and nutrition, but I think just making good choices on what I take. So yeah, really appreciate you coming in and asking the questions. That makes for a much better engagement. Oh, big words, engagement. I like bacon. This is peppered bacon, by the way. I no longer buy, gotta run Beaverine. Everybody else, Beaverine, thanks for stopping in. Well, Beaverines. I don't buy store-bought bacon anymore. No more Ostermeyer or Black Label or whatever. I buy it from a butcher shop, whether it's inside a store or if it's just a meat shop itself. It's just much better. And it's not really that much more expensive. I may at the most be paying an extra $1 or $2, but they don't disappear when I cook. You know, a lot of that bacon you get for $3.99 a pound. You throw it in there, and you got a couple little strips of bacon, and you got a half a pound of grease. And also, I did download. I think around midnight it finally downloaded a little payday prep I did. Not really a payday prep, but I had some extra money. And I took advantage of some things on sale. So that video's out there. I appreciate you watching it, hitting the thumbs up and sharing it. The best way to support this channel, if you're bored, run one of my playlists in the background, let the advertisers run. That actually pays not bad money. Covers my gas. What is my training regime roughly? And it is a rough one because I will change it up. I have no problem changing it up. You know, some days I don't feel well, I might just take a rest day. But 90% of the time, Monday is my chest day. I do a lot of flat bench. And I will get on a fly machine. And usually I'm just using it to stretch out. Like, oh, that feels so good. So I will bench for a good hour and a half. Not but flat bench. Now the first half hour is just warming up. I start with a bar, 95, 135, 185, 2 1/4. And then that's when my workout starts at 275. All right, boy, new channel. So yes, the new channel I have, it's just starting out. It's going to be Mac Bean Farms and prepping. All my gardening and recon and prepping stuff will go over to that channel. And this one will concentrate on nutrition, lifting, and physical and mental health. Max weight min reps towards the end, yeah. So that's not what I'm doing now. Now I'm doing sets of 5 and 3s, and then dropping back down and doing a burnout. When end of April, when I go to really start the warm-ups, it's the burnout's the hardest part for me. But when I go to get ready for competition, then I will do my warm-up, and then I will do, a set of 3, set of 2, set of 1, go up a little bit more if that one went up easy, and do another 1 set, and then drop back down and do my burnout. But I will definitely be lifting quite a bit more weight. And there it's just about tearing muscle up. Then once I get done with that, then I go to the fly machine, and that's basically about this. Let's get blood back into the system. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. I see 12 in chat. Thank you for joining in. If you're just now joining in, we had a wonderful discussion. We talked about protein needs, whether it's through food, meats, dairy, beans, rice, or whether it's through protein powder, or if you just want to treat yourself to some protein candy. That's what I call protein bars, protein candy, because They do have a lot of sugar in them, but you know, you gotta have something sweet tasting every now and then. And then we had some great questions by Jason and Beaverine and Preparedness Veteran and Steve Lyons on supplements and on working out. So I went to load one up yesterday on the new channel, and I had hit my max. So evidently, you only can put so many videos on it at the same time. So later on today, I will go through some of the videos I saved. I'm going to eventually upload all my walks down the country road on it. So some of you've already seen, but there are like two of them, 2 or 3 that you haven't seen yet, and that will be on that channel. And then I'm going to upload that payday prep one on there. But I'm going to wait to see. I'm going to wait till I get to the gym and use their Wi-Fi because it literally slowed me down all day yesterday. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Jason, I train differently than I train my clients. I would never do that to a client. It has a lot to do with my mentality. If I don't push myself to the max when I go in the gym, I feel that I probably cheated myself. But I would never do that to a client because I don't want to hurt them. And I pay attention to myself. I really start feeling it. If these are getting tight, I cut it back. My shoulders are starting to hurt too much, I cut it back. And then Preparedness Veteran, eat more and maximize on rest. Exactly. If you're not getting at least 6 hours of good sleep a night, your body is not healing. It's actually doing yourself harm. But, I wandered. Sorry about that. So back to my routine. So Monday, I don't think we got past Monday. So Monday is my bench day, chest day, which usually consists of just chest and flies. And that's 90 to 120 minutes, depending on how much yakking I'm doing, to be honest with you. But generally, it's about a 90-minute workout. On Tuesday, if I go in, that's usually going to be smaller muscles, so shoulders and arms. And then, which I did yesterday because I took Tuesday off. And then the next day I go in, I usually do legs, which will be squats. So on my squat day, I won't go out for my hike because I did that last week. I went and I hiked 3.5 miles. I think it was 3.2 miles before I went in the gym, and damn, that was hard to do. So, and then usually Thursday is my back day. And then Friday will be anything I missed. If I took a rest day during that day, then I'll work out Friday and Saturday. But usually it's going to be, I'll call them the pretty muscles. I'll do shrugs. So you get the big traps. Might hit arms again, just to build the arms up. Yep. So I do. Yeah, and the tendons and ligaments, the reason they're strong is I've been doing this for 45 years. And that's what happens. A lot of people who want to get stronger and they take, steroids and stuff like that, and they get really strong. They come into a competition. They open up with a big weight and they tear the shit out of themselves. And what happened is that they never allow the tendons and the ligaments to strengthen along with the muscles. Understand, steroids make your muscles stronger. They don't do anything with tendons. Tendons is over time and pressure. So now you're all adults. If you want to take gear, that's fine. I don't personally. If you do, I don't care. You're an adult. There are dangers to anything you do. So I'm not going to sit there and preach against it. I'm going to say it's not something I do. This is where I find it difficult to get going with my exercises. Everybody does. That's why my saying is just get in the gym and lift. Once I walk in there, I'm going to move weight. Now you're working out at home. Just walk over there and grab those 2 kilograms and start working out. Once you start, you will finish. And you'll feel better about it. Because I know a few times where, I used to work out during lunch all the time. A few times that I would skip my lunch workout because I felt tired and I'd go out in the car and nap. I just pissed off at myself. And I ended up going to the gym after work anyway. So I realized I just stopped doing it. Just get in the gym, or in case if it's in your house, just pick up the weights. The more you do it, the easier it is to do it. Yeah, the fake natties. See, eventually they will let you know. To be honest, I never even ask. Eventually they will talk to you and say that either they do a cycle once a year, or you'll see them in the locker room and they got zits in their back. They're 40 years old. All right. Me, I don't care. Most everybody that works out with me that's on gear, whether it's on constantly or sometimes, have told me. And they asked me how I think about it, and I said, "Hey, you do you. You're an adult. Make adult decisions." It's not something I worry about. I know online I get accused of it a lot. And I just laughed. And I said, one of the reasons I'm so strong is because for 45 years, I've just consistently went after it. Considered natural up to a gram of gear per week. And I don't know how much a gram of gear is. But I'll tell you, the industry is kind of driving it. I mean, for those that are competing in bodybuilding, it's if you want to sit there in place, you got to do it. I mean, they have natural divisions, but they're cycling. I know they are because they told me. But I got one guy at the gym who was very open about it, and he's on everything. Probably some stuff that's he shouldn't be on, but it's under doctor supervision. And he puts the time in. I mean, he works out a couple gyms on the same day, and his work ethic is fantastic. And he went and competed, and I thought he looked fantastic. And he got like 7th place, and they told us, "Well, you got to get bigger." Well, how the hell do you get bigger? He's taking enough to, for a draft horse, and they want you to be bigger. So until they change what they want at these shows, then the gear is going to be something that's constantly taken. The pro hormones too, just another form of natural input. One natural input. So I get accused of being on TRT. I'm not. I'm strong, so I don't feel the need for it. They're saying, well, you did that, you'd be able to hit 500 pounds. Well, maybe my body doesn't want me to hit 500 pounds. I tell you, when I'm pushing up 470, 475, and 480, the next day my shoulders are talking to me. They're saying, dude, that was a lot of weight. When I'm at a touch and go meet, and the guy's in his 30s, and he's going to go on TRT. And so I said, so why? I mean, he was ripped. He looked great. He had a great deadlift, decent bench. I said, why? You look great the way you are. Well, he just wants to take it up there. He asked me what I thought about it. I said, well, you're an adult. You're a big boy. Make your decision. I personally don't. If you do, great. You know, I mean, I grow a beard. If you don't, great. You know, I've had this beard for ever since I got out of the Army. I've only shaved it off twice. And I was told immediately to grow it back. Not quite sure how to take that, but I grew it back. Those be proud you stayed natural, John. I appreciate it, Jason. I'll tell you, 80% of my motivation staying natural is I'm Scottish and I won't spend the money on that shit. You know, $300-400. I got other things I'll spend that money on. Number one, better food. And if I had that extra money, I'm probably going down to the boomstick store. So you can tell by my clothing and that, I don't go out and spend a lot of money on trying to improve my looks. I tell the wife, you're stuck with me. All right, we already had kids, I already raised them. I don't have to impress anybody anymore. It's not like I'm on the hunt for a mate. I've already got one, and she's very nice. But I want to make sure that I'm healthy. I want to make sure that I can enjoy when I get older. You know, 30, 40 years from now. I want to make sure that I can have fun with not the kids, but with the grandkids when they start coming. No hurry, kids. I like my life simple and nutritious and steady. Not that I have a lot of distractions because I'm not out there. You know, I don't go to the bars unless it's with my wife. And she goes, well, I don't care if you go out. And I said, well, I don't have any reason to go out. You know, you're going to stay home? I'm going to stay home. You know, I have no problem having a beer at the house. No, that's another reason I'm down to 242 is I've really cut down on my beer. I still have a third of a case of Foster's that I think I bought 2 months ago. Just, I haven't had the feeling for it. The wife even asked me, are you stopped drinking? I said, well, maybe for a while. I did it once before. I gave it up for Lent. Just to prove to me I could. To be honest with you, it was almost 6 months later before I had a beer. Save a lot of money that way. Now, when we go out, I have some beer, but not as much as I used to. I always said if I had my drinking habits when I was in my 20s I have now, I'd be a rich man. But I was your usual young kid. I exercised and played sports, and yeah, Steve, the only way I go on TIRT if I was tested was clinically low. And I agree with that. Somebody asked me what my TRT level is. I don't know. Until I, can't push the weights up or, until I can't get my butt up and go on a hike, I'm just kind of figuring it's fine. I don't want a number to influence my thinking. If I think about the Army, that drinking stuff out of your way, Sister Merlin, oh yeah. Yep, it was Friday and Saturday night. It was a case of Mickey's malt liquor with my buddy Robert and Domino's pizza. So we'd be in the rear for 2 weeks and we'd gain about 20 pounds, and then they'd send us out in the field for 6 weeks. And we'd lose all that. Or money goes on books. I like books. I read a lot of books. I'd rather read the book than see the movie. There are some exceptions, but very few. When I was a wee lad, I was in 5th grade history, and used to go to the library in the school. And they only allowed you to check out 2 books a week. And I told them that wasn't enough. Because I'd be done in that book by the next day. So the teacher gave us a reading assignment. Read chapter, 15, whatever it was. And basically, she was trying to get some grading done and just wanted to keep us occupied. Well, I read the chapter, and 5 minutes later, I closed the book. She's going, young man, I told you to read that chapter. And I said, I did. So you couldn't have read it in that time. I said, I did. So we'll read it again. So I did. Well, when you read something a second time, you read faster. So in about 3 minutes, I closed the book. Now she's upset because she thinks I'm being a shit, and I'm not. She was like, well, write me a summary. So I did, and handed it in to her. And her eyes got kind of big, and the next day, they brought in a machine that would test how fast you could read. And back then I could read 1,600 words a minute. She goes, how can you read that word by word? I said, I don't. I see paragraphs. So when I read a book, I see the whole paragraph. So I'm reading paragraphs at a time. But Jason, once again, they're kind of stuck into it. I don't think Hollywood's going to pay me a couple $1 million for my starring role. Just to get in the gym and lift. Starring John McBean. Natural. If they did, I'd take it. Of course, my ability to act is slim to none too. Like to me, damn, lines. Well, my favorite one is, if this was a skull, Horatio, I knew him well. Thought he was taller. Oh, there we go. And that's my acting debut. I appreciate it. Well, I got a fan. That's the website I need. You got those pretty scantily young ladies have that thing called OnlyFans. Mine would be OnlyFan. Just one. I know I don't belong to them. Proper Nurse was talking about that last night. How it ended up like that, I don't know. So, time for a little shout outs for the channels I like to watch. First of all, I want to thank my most awesome moderator, Mrs. Worm, head of the Kitty Liberation Front UK branch. Her volunteering and helping things out. She runs a tight ship here, and I do appreciate that. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping in and asking some really good questions. Definitely made the chat go a lot easier. It was enjoyable for me also. Shout out to some of the channels that I do watch that I recommend. First of all, I do like Michael at the Body Beatdown. He's kind of down to earth guy too, like me. So if you go over there and give him a subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Shout out to John at Prepper Nation. I catch his morning chats all the time. That's why this is at 9:15, because his is at 8:15. Rudy at Alaskan Prepper. I like watching. He does his research. I tell you one thing. He'll show you the research he's done, and and he'll encourage you to do your own. Cuba at Gray Man Prepping I enjoy. And he's going to start doing more about his gardening. I think that's why I figured I'd do my gardening one. So, and Jason at the Angry Prepper. And I think he's doing Angry Fitness now. I'm going to have to search and see if he has that channel up and running. If he does, I'll stop in and say hi to him. He's one of the few preppers that talked about fitness. And I believe fitness is a prep. You know, you can have all the food and water and security, but if you don't have your health, then it's going to be somebody else's. And Jason, thanks for stopping in. Like I said, if you got anybody in your gym wants to buy those shirts, tell them $20, let me know. And just, you know, and then $7.50 shipping and handling. And they don't pay you that much in that. And if we're doing a bulk one and the shipping is less, just keep the rest of the money for yourself. I'm going to come out with a new design. I'm still keeping the other one, but I had Alex the Gamer design me some decals. So I'm using one of hers. And then I do have one of the ladies at the gym who's already bought one from me, asked me if I would make one in blue. I said, sure, I'll make one in Scottish blue. So I'm going to make one for her in a size medium. Then I'm going to make one for myself in a 2X. And then if anybody's interested in those, I will offer those up for sale. And then I had another young man, when I say young man, you know, anybody younger than me, asked if I'm going to do it, your tank top, I guess you call it. And he said if I did, he'd buy them. So my next order, I just placed an order, but my next order, I will have the blue ones available, and I will have the tank tops available also. Well, one of these days I'll figure out how to put those pictures of the shirts online so you can see them. Otherwise, they're going to be on my community page. So if you are interested in the shirts, let me know. $20 for the shirt, $7.50 shipping and handling, which includes me buying the envelopes in the United States. And if the one gets to Mrs. Worm, then I might be able to do the shipping there for not too much more. I thought they were going to charge me $18. They only charged me $9. And then a buck for the envelope. That's $10. That works out. Then I have no problem sending more overseas. And nobody else has any more questions, and the questions were fantastic. I do appreciate it. Now, once again, shirt my wife bought me, which I really like. She's always buying me some nice ones. She bought one for St. Patty's Day. Said everybody's a little Irish on St. Patty's Day except the Scottish. We're still Scottish. And I wore that 2 times that week during St. Patty's Day. One on the actual St. Patty's Day and one the weekend before. You know, it was nice. Don't forget to like, sub, and subscribe. Be nice to cats. Read more books. I'll be getting a tank top for summer. Still 3X, or can you sneak into a 2X? Let me know. Because then I'm just trying to figure out which sizes I want to get made. And then the next video will be coming from the gym. And then I will be doing some multiple casting where I'm going to have it on here. And I'm also going to have it on my other one, MacDean Farms and Prepping. You know, so that one's going to become my prepping channel and growing in the garden channel and recon in the areas and wildlife I see. And this one will be dedicated to what it should be, just fitness. So I'm going to kind of separate them too, so YouTube is no longer confused about what the channel's about. So please go over there, like, and subscribe. And I will see everybody possibly tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful day.